And welcome everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon for everyone tuning in. First conference matchup of the season for the Brevard College Tornadoes taking on the Maryville College Scots. The Nados coming into the game with an 11-6 record. Maryville sitting at 10-4. Brevard's last game, March 13th, a 3-2 win at Pfeiffer. On the bump for the Nados is Matt Scavato, rocking a 4.08 ERA. 2-1 win-loss record with 24 strikeouts so far on the campaign. The Nados donning the all-white uniforms here in Game 1 of this series, starting a homestand here, and we'll look at how the Nados line up. Leading off, it is Zach Allison hitting second, Blake Burchett hitting third, Jason Jucker hitting fourth, Logan Clark hitting fifth, the freshman Frankie Vasquez in sixth in the lineup, Cale Ayler, the first baseman, seventh, Christian Ezel, batting eighth, Brett Burchett, and rounding out the starting nine, Jack Atkinson, the NATO center fielder. For Maryville, Gabe Lopez, Nelson Smith, and Christian Carlton are the first three. Zach Graham in the cleanup spot, Casey Ross hitting fifth, Kendall Catlett, and then Jimmy Meredith, Zach Fritz, and Max Bowers rounding out the lineup for Maryville. Bryce Leonhardt on the mound for the Scots today. Scavato finishing his warm-up pitches, and we are just about ready to go here. Burchett throws down to second, and just about ready for action here at Gil Cone Field on a beautiful, little bit windy Saturday afternoon here. Nados and Scots just about ready here as Gabe Lopez will step into the box. Lopez, 5'8", 165 out of Naples, Florida. And Scavato, the southpaw, winds up for his first delivery of the day, and it'll be taken for ball one. Scavato delivers. That one's hit to the right side. It'll be out of the reach of Burchett, and a leadoff single on pitch number 2 for Gabe Lopez. Maryville's got their first batter on board to start the ball game. It'll bring up Nelson Smith. Smith, 6'2", 195 out of Jolton, Tennessee, Beach High School. And Scavato, traffic on the base pass early. Scavato, swing and a miss. Had him swinging out of his shoes on the breaking ball there on pitch number 1. Smith in an 0-1 hole early here. Scavato throws back to first, and they got him. Scavato picks off Lopez, and there's out number 1 of the first inning. Lopez, lack of awareness, and Scavato gets an easy out. Focuses back to Smith. The delivery, it's another breaking ball, this one upstairs. So Scavato's got the bases empty all of a sudden after the pickoff, and here comes the 1-1 delivery. High and tight, 2-1 hitters count to Nelson Smith. Scavato winds up, and that one fouled off to the right side. It's an even count at 2 apiece. Two-two count here. One down on the top of the first. Scavato delivers, and it's a ball. Looked good from here, but nonetheless a full count for Smith, the 2-hole hitter for the Scots. Scavato will do it again. Payoff pitch coming here. He sets, fires, and that one's hit out in the air. Right field. Allison chasing under it, and he's got it for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Bit of an unconventional fashion, but Scavato's got the first 2 batters retired. And now Christian Carlton, the number 3 hitter, will step to the plate for the Scots. Carlton, 6'2", 220 out of Rockwood, Tennessee, Stone Memorial High School. Scavato's first pitch to him is low for ball 1. Escovedo delivers. That one's hit out in the air, center field. Atkinson under it, and that's going to do it for the top half of the first. NATO's coming up to the bat. It'll be Allison, Blake Burchett, and Jason Jucker. When we get back, scoreless top half, NATO's coming up to bat. Back here at Gilcone Field for the bottom half of the first, Bryce Leonhardt on the mound for the Maryville Scots. Leonhardt, 6'7", 225, out of Tampa, Florida, Steinbrenner High School, also out of Pasco Hernando State. And Zach Allison going to lead things off here, sporting a .390 average coming into play today. The catalyst for the NATO's offense. Allison steps into the box against the 6'7" right-hander. Leonhardt fires, and Allison takes strike one. Leonhardt winds up, fires again, and high and tight to Allison, leaving the count at 1. Leonhardt, the 1-1 delivery is on the inside half of the plate, strike 2. 1-2 count early. Here to Zach Allison to start off the at-bats for the NATO's this afternoon here. Game 1 of a doubleheader, of course. Leonhardt, 1-2 offering. Outside, count even at 2. Allison once again, .390 batting average coming into play today. Second highest in the lineup. And that one hit softly, cue shot to the right side, Allison, and it's booted by the second baseman, and he can't get the throw to first. Allison is able to beat it out. There's going to be an error. E4 coming most likely, but Allison's on base. Leadoff base runner for the Tornadoes. And it'll bring up Blake Burchett, who has the highest batting average in the lineup at .438. Allison really wasn't even digging it that hard out of the box, and all of a sudden it was botched by the second baseman, and Allison able to beat it out, and the leadoff runner is on for the Tornadoes as Burchett steps into the box now. Burchett takes, it's a pass ball, and Allison's going to get down to second. He's going to round second, and he's going to take off for third. Throw down to third. Allison is out. Allison gets gunned down at third. Close play. Aggressive base running does not pay off for the Tornadoes. And just like Maryville, leadoff runner gets on and immediately gets erased. One out now for Burchett, who stands into the 1-0 count. The 1-0, tip back, 1-1. Allison, a little greedy there, had second easily. Third was going to be a close play, obviously. Wasn't able to get in there. Throw just beat him. And now the bases are empty as Burchett has an even count at 1 apiece. Standing in Low and out, ball 2. Hitters count for Blake Burchett, the second baseman for the Tornadoes. Leonhardt fires, high and out, 3-1. Leonhardt comes set, now fires, and that one's low, ball 4. And instead of 2 runners on, it'll only be a man on first for the Tornadoes with 1 out. And Jason Jucker is going to step out to the plate, hitting .315 so far on the season. He's one of 6 NATOs with a 300 or higher batting average. And first pitch is on the outside corner, strike 1. Jucker, the 3-hole hitter for the Tornadoes. Burchett getting his lead at first. Throw back to first, and Burchett's in there. Leonhardt keeping an eye on him. Leonhardt comes set, and that one's outside. Ball 1. Leonhardt comes set, fires, Burchett going, and it's fouled off to the left side. So a 1-2 count now. Burchett was running there. Not to be confused with Brett Burchett, the 8-hole hitter for the NATOs. We will see later on. Maybe with the big inning we'll see him this inning, but we'll see. 1-2 count to Jason Jucker, the NATOs shortstop. Burchett on first. And the pitch is right down Broadway for strike 3. And there's out number 2. It'll bring up Logan Clark, the cleanup hitter. Burchett trying not to be stranded on the base paths. So number 15, Clark, stepping into the box now. Last year's USA South Rookie of the Year, sporting a .323 average so far in the campaign. Burchett getting his lead. Throw back to first, and Burchett back in there once more. Leonhardt comes set, and that's a strike right there. Strike 1 to Clark. Frankie Vasquez on deck. Burchett getting his lead, taking off, and swinging a miss. Throw down to second. Burchett's going to get in there. It's an 0-2 count to Clark, but Burchett in scoring position now with a stolen base. Burchett on second, nobody covering the bag. 0-2 count. Third baseman in for Maryville. Burchett continues to get a lead, and the pitch to Clark swung on and missed. It's going to be strike 3, and that will strand Burchett at second and take us to the second. Ball game tied up 0-apiece. NATOs can't get a hit, get 2 runners on, not able to push anything across, and we're scoreless as we head to the second here at Gilcone Field. Scots and NATOs will be right back. Now up for Maryville, the cleanup man, Zach Graham. Scavato ready for his second inning of work. Maryville going down in order first time around, and there's a foul tip on pitch number 1. Scavato, high, ball 1. Scavato, the 1-1 inside for ball 2. Graham, 6'3", 220 out of Bradenton, Florida. Bradenton River High School, hailing from State College of Florida. The 2-1 here swung on and missed by Graham. There's strike 2. Scavato, even count here at 2 apiece. He winds up, delivers, and that one's fouled off to the right side and back. And it'll stay at 2-2 here. We'll do it again. Scavato, another 2-2 offering here. Breaking ball slips away, and it's a full count. Scavato, this one fouled back. We'll have another payoff pitch in just a second. Graham fighting. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming here. Scavato fires and swung on and missed in the dirt. Burchett picks it up, goes down to first, and it'll be a strikeout of Graham. First strikeout of the ball game for Scavato. Way to finish him there. Nice pitch by Matt there. And now Casey Ross, the 5-hole hitter, up for Maryville. Scavato comes set, fires, almost gets away from him and hits Ross, but instead it'll just be ball 1. Ross, 6'1", 195 out of Cape Coral, Florida, Island Coast High School. Scavato's 1-0 pitch here is popped up in the air in the right field, shallow grass, Allison under it, and he's got it for out number 2. Scavato going to try and make quick work once again of the Scots. Send him up, 3 up, 3 down here in the top half of the second. And Kendall Catlett, the 6th spot hitter for the Scots, going to try and keep the second inning alive for him. First pitch is a breaking ball that'll curve too far inside. It'll be ball 1. Scavato fires to the plate. That one's hit to the left side. Picked up on a tough hop by Vasquez. Throw to first. Ayler's got it. And the NATOs will escape the second inning cleanly. 3 up, 3 down once more. Nice play there by Frankie Vasquez. And speaking of Vasquez, he will be coming up this inning, followed by Cale Ayler and Christian Ezel. Here in inning number 2, NATOs coming up to the plate, still scoreless here at Gilcone Field. Back here for the home half of the second. It'll be Frankie Vasquez leading things off for the NATOs. Vasquez, the freshman, just recently earning Freshman of the Week honors, hitting .380 for the NATOs, third highest average. Vasquez getting ready to take his hacks. Leonhardt back out on the mound after a 2-strikeout first inning. The imposing 6'7" right-hander out of Tampa. Vasquez steps in. Leonhardt delivers, and Vasquez will take strike one. The 0-1 pitch here is drilled down the left side. That's a base hit. It's going to be extra bases for Vasquez. Vasquez digging it out of the box, heading around first. Going to second, the throw is cut off. No, it'll go over the head of the cutoff man, past the third baseman, but the pitcher is right there to back it up. And a leadoff double for Frankie Vasquez.
Now batting for the Tornadoes, number 26,
That'll bring up Ayler. So Vasquez, the last two plays have been nice plays by him. The leadoff double there, and then right before that, able to manage the bad hop at third and get out number 3 in the top of the second. Ayler with the yellow batting gloves, a la Ronald Acuna Jr. The lefty in the box. Leonhardt delivers, and there's strike one on the lower half of the zone. Leonhardt comes set with the 0-1, now fires, and that one's hit to the left side, foul onto the hill. Ayler, 6', 180 freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Chance to drive in a run here in the home half of the second in game one of this doubleheader against the Scots on a Saturday afternoon. 0-2 delivery from Leonhardt is swung on and missed. That's his third strikeout. Ayler heading back to the dugout. There's out number 1.
Now batting for the Tornadoes, number 11, Christian Ezel.
It'll bring up Ezel. Ezel, 5'10", senior, 190 out of Monroe, North Carolina, Piedmont High School. And NATO's one out and a runner on second. Got to find a way to drive him across. First pitch is swung on and missed by Ezel. After Ezel will be Brett Burchett, the catcher, in the on-deck circle with the leg protectors on at the moment. Swing and a miss once more by Ezel. Not able to catch up to that one from the tall right-hander. Oh and 2 here. Leonhardt fires. Swung on and missed. Sets him down on 3 straight pitches. All swung on and missed. And that is the 4th strikeout already for Leonhardt. 2 outs now, and it is up to Brett Burchett to make sure that the NATOs don't strand the runner on second. NATO's already left Blake Burchett on second to end the first inning, not trying to strand another runner in scoring position here. Obviously not winning baseball. Leonhardt fires, and Burchett will take ball 1 low. Offering here is tipped right at the plate. Might have been off the foot of Burchett, hobbling out of the box a little bit, trying to recompose himself. Bending down, grabbing at the toe a little bit. Burchett laughing it off. Looks like he's going to climb right back in with an even count, 1 apiece. And Burchett calling time here, still wincing a little bit. But he'll step right back in. And looks like we're ready here. Leonhardt gets the signal, comes set at the belt, and fires, and that one's going to be low and out. Nice save by the catcher there. Two-one hitters count to the 8-hole hitter, Burchett. Burchett swing and a miss. That'll even the count up at 2. And Leonhardt a strike away from his 3rd strike out of the frame and getting out of this. Even count 2 apiece here. And taking off is Vasquez, but the ball will be hit foul down the left side, and we'll do it again. Nobody even looked at Vasquez. He was almost a third by the time that ball reached foul ground. Vasquez getting his lead once more. Leonhardt coming set and firing, and that is high and out. Full count now. Jack Atkinson waiting in the wings on deck. NATO center fielder. Leonhardt, payoff pitch here. Fouled straight back towards us. And it'll be another full count delivery coming here in momentarily by Leonhardt. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. Vasquez getting his lead. Leonhardt fires and high. Ball 4. NATOs have 2 on with 2 outs now, and it'll bring up Jack Atkinson.
Now batting for your Tornadoes, number 9, Jack Atkinson.
Atkinson got runners on first and second. Going to try and drive a run in here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Leonhardt fires, check swing, and there's ball 1. Atkinson hitting .245 coming into today's action. Leonhardt fires. That's high for ball 2, 2-0. All of a sudden, Leonhardt losing a bit of his control. Vasquez and Burchett watching onward on the base pass. And there's strike 1 down the middle to Atkinson. Thought about it, check swung. Didn't follow through, though, and it'll be strike number 1 to the NATO center fielder. Leonhardt fires. Just on the outside corner for strike 2. Not sure about that one. Neither is Atkinson, but nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count. 2 on, 2 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in inning number 2. A lot of 2s here. Atkinson going to try and put a 1 on the board and put the NATOs on. Takes a ball high. Vasquez easily able to steal third. No throw down. And now the NATOs have runners on the corners with a full count and 2 outs. Burchett going. The pitch is low. Back-to-back 2-out walks, and the NATOs have the bases juiced for Zach Allison. Atkinson, Burchett, and Vasquez all aboard now. And there will be a mound visit here as Allison steps into the box. 3rd walk issued already by Leonhardt. Walked Blake Burchett back in the first, and then walked Brett Burchett and Jack Atkinson back-to-back here with 2 outs. And Zach Allison, 0 for 1, reached on an error his first time around. Going to try and drive in a run or 2. Allison swings at the first pitch, hits it off to the right side. into foul ground is the first baseman. He'll run out of real estate, and it'll just be allowed strike one. Nados have one left on base so far. Here's the pitch. Allison hits it right back to Leonhardt. He'll throw on to first, and the little comeback tapper will do the Nados no good. We'll head to the top of the third scoreless. Nados leave the bases full, 0-0 as we head to the top of the third. And we'll be right back here from Gilcone Field. Back here for third inning action here. Gilcone Field, Nados and Scott still scoreless through two. Scavato back out for his third inning of work. He's retired the first 6 hitters in order, allowing 1 hit. Both pitchers actually have allowed 1 hit. Frankie Vasquez and Gabe Lopez, respectively, for each team. And first pitch of the third inning is a ball low to Jimmy Meredith. Scavato, quick work here, going for pitch number 2. That one's hit right to the shortstop, diving play. Throw by Jucker on to first, and it's going to go way over the head of Ayler. This will be extra bases. And throw just reeled in by Jucker there. So an error, an E6 against Jucker it'll be. And Jimmy Meredith is going to be on second base to lead off the inning. Jucker, a phenomenal play to dive and get that baseball. Not able to finish the throw, airmailing it over the head of Ayler at first. And now Scavato going to have to deal and limit some damage here. Zach Fritz is up, lefty-lefty matchup. He'll foul off the first pitch. The scoring on that play will be ruled as an error and a single. And the bunt attempt waved at and missed by Fritz. Didn't pull back. And it'll be 0-2. So an E6 on Jucker, but it will count as a hit in the scoring column for Jimmy Meredith. And all of a sudden, it's like Jucker may need a new glove. He'll get a new glove, and he'll head back out to his shortstop position. Not something that you see every day in baseball. And Fritz in an 0-2 hole. A strikeout would be big for Matt here with a runner on second and no outs. Here's the pitch. Scavato just misses on the breaking ball, and Fritz will stay alive. Scavato wanted that one. Looked like it may have touched the inner corner of the plate, but we'll do it again. 1-2 here. Scavato looks back at second, holding the runner close, and fires, and swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game for Matt, and there's out number 1. It'll bring up Max Bowers, the 9-hitter. Bowers, 6'1", 180, hailing from Maryville, Tennessee, Heritage High School. coming over from Tennessee Wesleyan. Scavato delivers. That one smacked foul. Runner in scoring position for Maryville. Scavato delivers low and inside. 1-1. One pitch coming here from Scavato. Breaking ball, hit to the left side. Jucker able to knock it down. He'll eat it. And it'll be met on the corners with one out. Nice job by Jucker preventing the ball from getting into the outfield grass and letting Meredith score. But it will be a base hit. And now Lopez, who has one of the now 3 Maryville hits, will step up, the leadoff man for the Scots. Scavato. Double play ball would be great. Might be it. Burchett gets it to Jucker, to first. It's a double play, and the NATOs get out of the third unscathed. Little bit of maybe the announcer's jinx working against Maryville there. Double play ball immediately coming for Scavato and the NATOs. And through 3, Scavato yet to allow a run, and the NATOs coming back up to the plate now. It'll be Burchett, Jucker, and Clark coming to the dish when we get back. Live from Gilcone Field on a Saturday afternoon. Scoreless here, Scots and NATOs. First conference game of the campaign for the NATOs. Blake Burchett stepping back up to the plate to start off the bottom half of the third here for the NATOs. Burchett reached on a walk his first time around. And a strike there called on the very, very inside corner. Burchett not sure about that one. 0-1 pitch here from Leonhardt is on the outside and dropped. Ball 1. Leonhardt fires. Strike 2 drops in there. And it's a 1-2 count for Blake Burchett, the NATO's second baseman. 438 average coming into play today. That will not have changed after a walk his first at bat. And strike 3 called. Burchett with some words for the home plate umpire. And he'll get ushered back to the dugout quickly. 5th strikeout for Leonhardt. And 1 away now. Jucker now up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. And he'll swing and pop this one foul out of play towards the home fans. Leonhardt fires. That one fouled off to the right side once more. Jucker a little late on the last 2 pitches. Leonhardt, 0-2 pitch. on the outside, ball one. Leonhardt fires high and out. Ball two, and we'll have an even count now for Jucker. NATO's only able to get one hit so far off the bat of Frankie Vasquez, trying to add to that number here. And Jucker will hit this one to the right side. It'll take a bad hop off the leg of the first baseman, but Leonhardt is there to cover the bag and retire Jucker for out number two. And it'll bring up Logan Clark, 0 for 1 strikeout his first time around. 2 outs and nobody on for Clark. Going to try and get a 2-out rally going here. Leonhardt fires on the lower half of the zone for strike one. The 0-1 delivery fouled straight back. Strike two. And Leonhardt trying to make quick work of the NATOs here in the home half of the third. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back as well. And we'll have another 0-2 coming. Clark trying to avoid his second K of the afternoon. Leonhardt gets a signal, comes set, and fires, fouled straight back. Third pitch in a row that Clark has done that, trying to time up that fastball. And another 0-2 coming here, fifth pitch of the at-bat. Here's the pitch. Clark hits it up the middle. That's a base hit. And a 2-out single for Logan Clark. Second hit of the ball game for the NATOs, and it'll bring up Frankie Vasquez, who has the other one. Vasquez with a sharp double down the third base line, his first time up in the second inning. Vasquez, the freshman third baseman. Here's the first offering. Not in there, ball one. NATOs trying to find a way to bring Clark across and prevent themselves from stranding any more base runners. As Vasquez takes ball two. NATO's already 4 left on base in the first 2 innings. Cale Ayler waiting on deck. And Vasquez with a 2-0 count in charge here against Leonhardt. Throw back to first. Clark is in there. Keeping an eye on the speedy left fielder for the NATOs. Leonhardt comes set once more with the 2-0. Clark jumping around at first. Leonhardt fires. That one is fouled straight back by Vasquez, and it's a hitter's count at 2-1 now. We'll see if Clark is going to go or not. Throw back to first. Clark caught in a rundown now. Clark circling back, heading to first in a pickle, tries to cut back once more. He is going to be tagged out, and for the second time in the first 3 innings, the NATOs with a big base running blunder, and that will end the third. Clark tagged out in a pickle, headed to second, and we will head to the top of the 4th inning. NATOs have left 5 runners on base now, and Matt Scotto going to come out for his 4th inning of work when we get back. Gilcone Field, NATOs and Scots. Nelson Smith now to start the action in inning number 4. Scavato fires, and that one's chopped foul down the third base side and hauled in into the dugout. Noah Harris hauling that one in. Nice play from the bench. And Smith with an 0-1 count. And that one's hit to the left side. Vasquez has it, fires to first. Ayler's got it, and there's out number 1. Scavato cruising right now. And Christian Carlton up to the plate now. He's 0 for 1. Was retired in the first inning, his first time up. And Scavato looping breaking ball, falling into the zone. Nice pitch there by Matt. And an 0-1 count now for Carlton. That one's taken for ball 1. Scavato fires, and that one will be high for ball 2, inducing a hitter's count for Carlton. Scavato delivers, and that is hit on the ground to shortstop. Jucker fires on to first. Another wild throw by Jucker. Ayler can't pull it down, and it'll be another E6. Base runner reaching. So Jucker, with his second throwing error of the ball game, will put a runner on with 1 out for the Scots. It'll be Zach Graham. Struck out his first time up. Scavato looking for more of the same here. He delivers, spikes it, but Burchett able to stop it, and Carlton not going anywhere. Scavato, a little bit of a lazy pickoff throw back to first just to keep Carlton in check. Scavato coming set once again, fires to the plate, hit to the right side. It'll be out of the reach of Burchett into the right field grass. Carlton will stay at second. And all of a sudden, first and second with 1 out for the Scots here. It'll bring up Casey Ross, who is 0 for 1. Scavato running into a jam once more here. Going to try and get out of it unscathed with 1 out. Here's the pitch, hit down the left field line. It is foul. Almost was trouble for Scavato and the NATOs, but instead it is strike 1. Very, very close to driving in the first run or possibly runs of the ball game. But instead, it's an 0-1 count for Ross. Scavato fires, and that one chopped. Shortstop side, Jucker has it. Tosses to Burchett, throw on to first. It's a double play, and the NATOs get out of it once again with a double play ball here as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless here at Gil Cone Field. Nice play by Jucker to atone for the error. Burchett able to rally it on to first to Ayler, and we head to the bottom of the 4th, still with no score at Gil Cone Field. 0-0. Vasquez coming up to the plate. He'll be followed by Ayler and Ezel. And we'll be right back. Back here for the bottom half of the fourth. NATO's going to try and get on the board here in a scoreless game. Frankie Vasquez will step back up to the plate. He was in the box last inning, and Logan Clark was caught in a rundown, so Vasquez will get another one here. Vasquez, a double his first time up. One of 2 tornado hits to this point. Leonhardt fires to the plate. Vasquez will take ball 1. Here's the pitch on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. 1-1 here to Vasquez is going to fall into the zone for strike 2. Vasquez not happy about it. And he'll step back in. Leonhardt, 1-2 offering, flailed at and hit into right field, and this one will drop for a base hit. It'll be extra bases for Vasquez. Vasquez rounding first, getting to second, and he will slow up there. A second double of the afternoon for Frankie Vasquez, and the leadoff man on once more in scoring position for the Tornadoes.
Now batting for the Tornadoes, number 26, Cale Ayler.
So Ayler back up now, struck out his first time around. I'm going to try and change the outcome here. And Vasquez taking off, and he is going to get in there without a throw. Frankie Vasquez into third. He's fired up, and he's 90 feet away from bringing in the first run of the ball game. Vasquez playing a great game so far, having a great season so far, the freshman third baseman. Vasquez, 1-0 pitch to Ayler is hit. Right side, that's a base hit. It's going to bring in a run, and it's 1-0 NATO's here. In the bottom of the fourth, Cale Ayler with the RBI single. Vasquez comes in to score, and Leonhardt's giving up his first run.
Now batting for the Tornadoes, number 11, Christian Ezel.
And Christian Ezel coming up to the plate now, and some kind of warning being issued by the home plate umpire to the NATO dugout, or being relayed to the NATO dugout by head coach Mike Victory. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. And now a warning being, or some kind of conversation being given to Maryville. Maybe Vasquez said something, I'm not sure. Could have been Ayler as well. And now Christian Ezel stepping into the box. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time around. And just like Ayler, going to try and change his fortunes here his second time up. And a swing and a miss there. So 1-0 Tornadoes here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. It's a bunt. It's laid down nicely by Ezel. Only play will be at first. And there's out number 1 as Cale Ayler advances into scoring position with 1 out for Brett Burchett.
Now batting for your Tornadoes, number 14, Brett Burchett.
Burchett at the dish now. Man on second and 1 out. Walked his first time up, nearly gets hit there, brushed off the plate. Burchett was the first of back-to-back walks issued in the second to him and Atkinson. And here's the 1-0 by Leonhardt. That one's outside, 2-0. Burchett could walk again. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul. No fair in right field ground. Chasing after it, it will drop foul after all. Nobody could really locate that one in the Maryville outfield, and now Burchett with a 2-1 count here. Man on second, 1 out. Burchett with a 2-1 count here. Leonhardt fires, and inside ball 3. 3-1 now. Burchett, who walked in his first appearance, could walk again here. The 3-1 is ball 4. And in 2 plate appearances, there have been 2 walks for Brett Burchett. It'll bring up Jack Atkinson, who followed up Burchett's walk last time with a walk of his own. First and second with 1 out for Atkinson. Here's the pitch. Popped straight back foul. And an 0-1 hole quickly for number 9, the NATO center fielder. Pitch here to Atkinson. Low and away in the dirt, but corralled. And it'll be a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lower half of the zone, called a strike. Very low pitch. It's a 1-2 count. Atkinson thinks it should be 2-1. 2-strike approach now. Kicking in for Jack, and the pitch blooped into center field, and this one will be hauled in. Looked like he may have lost it for a second, but able to get up under it. For out number 2, and it'll bring up Zach Allison.
Back for your Tornadoes, number 4, Zach Allison.
Allison 0 for 2, reached on an error in the first inning. Going to try and get his first hit of the ball game and drive another run in to support Scavato. Each team with 4 hits apiece. And here's the pitch. Fouled back. Ayler started to run, slowed up, and the ball was fouled straight back. 0-1 here to Allison, who was hitting .390 coming into play today. That's dipped a little bit. Going to try and get it back up some more, and Allison will take ball 1. Even count at 1 apiece. And here's the pitch. Ball 2. Two one. Taken for strike 2. An even count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on here. In the bottom of the 4th, NATO's leading at 1-0 after Frankie Vasquez was driven in by Cale Ayler, who now stands on second. NATO's trying to avoid leaving any runners on base here. And time called by the home plate umpire. Leonhardt delivers a 2-2. That one hit into the air, right field coming under it, and the catch will be made. That'll retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth. But the NATOs get a run across. Frankie Vasquez driven in by Cale Ayler, and it's a 1-0 NATO lead as we head to the top of the fifth. About halfway through this one, NATO's leading it 1-0. Scavato back out, going strong. 4 innings of scoreless work to this point, going to try and make it 5. Scavato, first pitch here, swung down the right side, foul. Kendall Catlett, the batter, 0 for 1. And he's got an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Even count here. Scavato delivers, breaking ball is called a ball. Looked perfect from here, but instead it's a 2-1 count for Catlett. And the 2-1 swung and hit into the left field grass for a base hit. Catlett, the leadoff man, is aboard with a single. It'll bring up Jimmy Meredith, who reached, got a base hit, was also ruled an error. Infield hit for him first time around. Throw back to first, and Catlett almost caught slipping, but he's able to get back in there. Throw back to first once more. Catlett dangerously close both times here. And first pitch to Meredith, popped foul. Foul ground, Ayler under it, and he's got it, out number 1. So quick out there eases the pain a little bit of allowing the leadoff runner or leadoff batter on. Zach Fritz now up to the plate, struck out his first time up. Scavato would love for that again. And another throwback to first, Catlett in there easily this time. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A big hack there from Fritz, but hit nothing but air. And it's an 0-1 count. First conference game of the season for the NATOs, as the breaking ball will fall just out of the zone for ball 1. First conference game, which means that both doubleheader ball games will be 9 innings instead of the usual doubleheader 7-inning contest. 2 full 9-inning games here. And the 1-1 pitch by Scavato is hit foul down the left field line and onto the hill. And it's a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, Scavato. Just outside, and it's even at 2. One out, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a man on first. Scavato comes set, fires, and that one is hit. Second base, Burchett to Jucker. Throw on to first is not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice, but out number 2 there. Coming at second. And Fritz will be at first. And Mike Victory, some kind of words here for the umpire. I missed what happened looking onto the throw on the first. Something that didn't sit well with Coach Victory. And still having some sort of discussion here. Walking away, getting his piece in, and he'll turn around and head back to the dugout. As Max Bowers digs in, he's 1 for 1. Scavato going to try and retire him and put his 5th inning of work into the books. The pitch is hit right to Burchett. He will step on the bag, and that will be out number 3. Scavato is through 5 scoreless, and the NATOs lead it 1-0 as they come up to bat here. It'll be Burchett, Jucker, and Clark when we get back. NATOs and Scots. Blake Burchett coming up for his 3rd at-bat. He's 0 for 1. A walk and a strikeout.
At-bat for the Tornadoes, number 6, Blake Burchett.
Leonhardt still out there for his 5th inning of work, only having allowed 1 run, and that one popped straight back for strike 1. And the pitch, 0-1, is low for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. One-two count here to Burchett. Leonhardt. That one's fouled down the right side by Burchett, out of play. Leonhardt almost hits Burchett. Instead, it'll be ball 2. An even count here for Burchett, the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2. Swung on and popped into center field, and the grab will be made to retire Burchett. He's 0 for 2 now. And it'll bring up Jason Jucker, who is 0 for 2 as well. Going to try and get in the hit column. Logan Clark on deck, 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th, NATO's leading at 1-0. NATO's 7-3 at home so far, trying to make it 8-3 and preserve this lead. Leonhardt delivers. It'll drop in there for strike 1 to Jucker. And here's the pitch. Ball 1. Leonhardt and Scavato, a nice pitcher's duel we've got so far this afternoon. Leonhardt 1 run earned as he delivers here, and it'll be outside for ball 2. Leonhardt 1 run allowed. Scavato still dealing a shutout at the moment. And here's the pitch. Hit into the air, center field coming on, and it'll drop. A single for Jason Jucker, his first hit of the ball game. And it'll bring up Logan Clark with a man on first and 1 out. Jucker on first now. Clark in the box. Here's the pitch. Clark will take high for ball 1. NATO's have left 6 on base so far in the contest. Going to try not to add on to that number anymore. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. 2-0 count to number 15 here. Offering popped up sky high. Climbing up under it is the second baseman. He'll make the grab for out number 2. And Clark 1 for 3 on the afternoon now. And it'll bring up Vasquez, who's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. NATO's wouldn't mind 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. Vasquez, player of the game so far, undoubtedly. 2 doubles. He's scored the 1 run so far. And there's strike 1 dropping into him. He's also made some really nice plays at the hot corner. Managed a couple of bad hops and made some plays. Vasquez continues to impress the freshman. And an 0-1 hole here. And nearly gets hit there. Brushed back off the plate. And it's 1-1. Leonhardt comes set at the belt, looks in at Vasquez and fires, and Vasquez hits this one foul. And it's a 1-2 count. One-two offering here is called. Strike 3 on the outer half of the plate. Vasquez can't believe it, and frankly, neither can I. That one was way outside. Vasquez rung up nonetheless, and we will head to the top of the 6th with the NATO's still leading it 1-0. Scavato still going strong. He'll come out for his 6th inning of work. NATO's lead it 1-0 after 5. Scavato back out for his 6th inning of work. And it'll be Gabe Lopez, the leadoff man, for his 3rd at-bat, and there's ball 1. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1. And the pitch, ball 2. 2-1 here. Scavato delivers in there for strike 2. And breaking ball slips out of the hand of Scavato. It'll go high, and it'll be a full count. Scavato, full count pitch, is fired down the third baseline, sharply foul. We'll do it again. Another payoff pitch coming here for Matt. Winds up and fires, and it'll be in the dirt. Leadoff walk. Burchett down in pain after picking up that spiked pitch. Scavato still very low pitch count, less than 60 so far, 56 for him. And Burchett has been dinged up a couple times this game. Remember earlier in the ball game, tipped one off his foot. And trying to recompose himself, and it looks like he's done just that. And we're just about ready. Asks the umpire for a new ball. Umpire will throw it out to Matt himself. And now with the leadoff man aboard, Scavato will go to work on Nelson Smith, who's 0 for 2. Throw back to first, and Lopez in there. Lopez taking his lead once more. First pitch is a bunt down the first base line. Ayler picks it up and tags out Smith. So a bunt there will advance Lopez to second. Was definitely too close for comfort there. And it'll bring up Christian Carlton. Carlton 0 for 2, reached on an E6 his last time. Jucker not able to make a solid throw to Ayler in that at-bat, and the breaking ball falls in beautifully for strike 1. Scavato deals, and that one is hit into left field for a base hit, and this one is going to tie the ball game up. Lopez coming in to score. It's an RBI single for Carlton. And the ball game's all tied up at 1. Scavato nicked with his first run, so the shutout bid will go away there. And Zach Graham, who's 1 for 2, stepping into the box. Here's the pitch. This one ripped foul. Back towards the home fans. Oh, 1. Scavato, nice breaking ball. Gets Graham to whiff there, and it's 0-2. With 1 out and a man on first. Scavato fires, and that one is hit right to Ayler. Picks it up, steps on the bag, goes to second. It is a double play, and Cale Ayler with the heads-up play to get the NATOs out of the 6th. The Scots push across a run and tie the ball game up, but Scavato through 6 with 1 run allowed, and the NATOs coming up to bat here. It'll be Ayler, Ezel, and Burchett coming up to the plate for the Tornadoes. We're tied up at 1, and we'll be right back. NATOs and Scots, first conference clash of the season. Back here at Gilcone Field for the home half of the 6th. Leonhardt back out there once again. Him and Scavato matching each other to this point. Each pitcher has given up a run. 6 strikeouts for Leonhardt. Only 2 for Matt. A lot of double play balls induced by Scavato today, though. 3 of them. And Leonhardt, first pitch to Ayler, is on the outside corner for strike 1. Ayler, RBI single earlier, and he hits this one down the first base line. It's a fair ball. Ayler digging, turning around second, and the throw into second is going to be not in time. Ayler's in there with a double. It was a close play, and now somebody down for Maryville. It looks like it's Carlton. Christian Carlton right on the foul line. It's a tough play, and he's in some sort of pain there. Ayler walking over to check up on him. Classy move by Cale Ayler. Consulting with a couple Maryville guys, and now walking over to Carlton. So Ayler with his second base hit. And it'll bring up Christian Ezel, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a bunt. And now Maryville going to have a conference on the mound with Ezel coming up and Ayler on second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Looks like the conference is ending. And all of a sudden, it'll be Christian Ezel stepping up to the plate trying to get his first base knock with Ayler in scoring position with nobody out. Leonhardt comes set, and it'll be low and outside. Ball 1. Leonhardt. 1-0 delivery here. Fouled straight back by Ezel. Counts even at 1. Brett Burchett waiting on deck. He still yet to record an official at-bat. 2 walks and 2 at-bats for him. And swung on and missed by Ezel. It'll be 1-2. One and 2. Ezel 0 for 2. Trying to change that here with Ayler on second after the leadoff double. Leonhardt fires and swung on and missed. Strike 3, another strikeout. That's number 7 for Leonhardt. And Ezel 0 for 3 now. It'll bring up Brett Burchett. Burchett, 2 walks in 2 plate appearances. And here's the pitch. In there for strike 1. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Third base side. And third baseman will defer to Lopez. And it'll be out number 2. Nato's trying not to strand Ayler on second after the leadoff double. Atkinson will now be at the dish against Leonhardt. Here's the pitch, and it is inside for ball 1. Leonhardt, 7 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. And here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. 1-1 count. Leonhardt looking back towards Ayler with 2 outs. Now he'll focus on Atkinson. 1-1 count for Jack. This one hit. Cue shot right to short. Lopez throws on to first. Atkinson can't beat it out, and that'll be out number 3. And it'll send us to the top of the 7th. Ball game all tied up at 1 apiece, each team with 6 hits. And we will be back. Scavato back out there for his 7th inning of work. 1-1 when we get back. Back here at Gilcone Field, Casey Ross going to lead things off here in the top half of the 7th for the Scots. Pitch by Scavato, high and out for ball 1. Ross 0 for 2, grounded into a double play his last at bat. Scavato fires, and that one hit up the middle. Burchett able to haul it in, goes to first, and Ayler hauls it in on the throw for out number 1. And Kendall Catlett is going to come up now. He's 1 for 2, single in his last at bat. Scavato fires just outside ball 1. That one hit to short. Jucker loses it, picks it back up, and he'll have to eat it. No throw there. We'll see what that gets scored as. I think a base hit. Jimmy Meredith at the plate. That one will be ruled as a single for Catlett, by the way. Meredith will take ball 1. Scavato, ground ball, Jucker to second, Burchett to first, and he will be out. It's a double play, and the NATOs get out of the 7th, still tied up at 1. When we get back, 1-1 tie here. NATO's coming up to the plate. It'll be Allison, Burchett, and Jucker, and we'll be right back. New pitcher on the bump for Maryville is number 34, Damian Lusby, 6', 200 out of Lake Placid, Florida, Sebring High School, a senior. After Leonhardt goes 6 innings of 1-run ball with 7 strikeouts, allowing 6 hits, his day is over. And we'll see after this inning if Scavato's day will continue into the 8th. Lusby finishing up his warm-ups here. He'll face the top of the NATO lineup. He'll be greeted by Allison, Burchett, and Jucker. Zach Allison, 0 for 3 on the day, going to try and change that into a 1 for 4 and get on as the leadoff man. First pitch by Lusby, strike 1 on the inside corner. And strike 2 in there to Allison. Lusby trying to make quick work here. 0-2 delivery here. Hit to shortstop. Allison going to try and beat it out. He will not. That is out number 1. So 0 for 4 performance for Allison here so far in game 1. And it'll bring up Burchett, who's 0 for 2. A walk and a strikeout. Was retired in his last AB. Looking for his first hit as well. Lusby, first pitch in there for strike 1. And for those of you keeping up with March Madness, an update, North Carolina and Baylor tied up 80 apiece with 10.6 to go in the second half. I know all of you picked Baylor, don't lie, so your brackets might be busted depending on what happens in these next 11 seconds of ball game. And there's a swing and a miss by Burchett. 1-2 to the NATO second baseman here, still searching for his first hit of the ball game. The pitch by Lusby is hit foul down the right side. Lusby delivers, and that one cracked down the right side. It'll be caught right down the right field line by Fritz for out number 2, and Burchett now 0 for 3. It'll bring up Jason Jucker, who's 1 for 3 with a single in his last at-bat. And another update, Baylor and North Carolina headed to overtime now, so anyone worried about your bracket might want to have 2 screens up, this one and the Tar Heel game. Jucker, swing and a miss there. Here's the pitch to Jucker, low and outside. Ball 1, even count. And that pitch will get in there for strike 2, and Lusby making quick work here so far at the top of the NATO order. Bottom of the 7th, 1-1 ball game. Pitchers duel so far. First relief action we've seen from either team, and there's ball 2. We'll see if Scavato is brought back out for the 8th. Not sure what his pitch count is at right now. Lusby, pitch is fouled straight back by Jucker. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul by Jucker, who's staying alive. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at bat, and here's the pitch. Chopped, bare hand grab by Lusby. He'll toss onto the bag, and that is out number 3. Nice play by Lusby, and that'll send the NATOs packing to end the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th. 1-1 ball game. Matt Scavato coming back out for inning number 8 of work on the bump. Ball game all tied up here at Gilcone Field in game 1 of the doubleheader. First conference clash of the season, and we'll be right back. Stepping into the box now for the top of the 8th is Zach Fritz. Fritz 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. And that'll be ball 1 from Scavato there. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded to Burchett. He bobbles it, picks it back up, throw on to first from his knees, and there's out number 1. Nice play there, way to recover by Blake Burchett. And Fritz 0 for 3 now on the afternoon. It'll bring up Max Bowers, who's 1 for 2. Scavato now through 7 1/3 of 1-run ball. That one's going to miss for ball 1. It'll be Bowers, and then it'll flip back to the top of the lineup to Gabe Lopez. That one chopped to Vasquez. He picks it up on a hop, fires to first. Ehlers got it. There's out number 2. Max Bowers now 1 for 3, and Scavato is cruising right now. Lopez 1 for 2, a single, a double play, and a walk. And Matt going to try and make it 1 for 3 and finish off this top half of the 8th. Scavato's first pitch is bunted, and Vasquez going to barehand throw onto first way over the head of Ehlers, and Lopez going to dig for 2 and will get it without a throw. So a bunt double. The error there by Vasquez is going to put a man in scoring position with 2 outs. So it'll be another one, a hit and an error. The error will go against Vasquez, and here is Nelson Smith, who's 0 for 3. Scavato delivers, swing and a miss. Had him swinging out of his shoes there. There's strike 1. Smith of the goose egg so far. And the pitch chopped foul towards the NATO dugout, and it's 0-2 now. Offering with the man on second. Scavato deals in the dirt. Burchett, nice stop. And it's 1-2. Scavato got him, swinging, strike 3. Third strikeout for Scavato. He's through 8 innings of work, and we are still tied up at 1 apiece as we head to the bottom of the 8th frame here. NATO's coming up to bat. It'll be Clark, Vasquez, and Ehlers when we get back. Bottom of the 8th here. Logan Clark coming up, and Lusby back out for his second inning of action on the bump.
Logan Clark.
That'll be ball 1 to Clark. Here's the pitch. Chopped, shortstop side. Clark trying to dig it out. He will not. And it'll be out number 1. Clark now 1 for 4. It'll bring up Vasquez, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Struck out his last time up. It was a called strike 3. Bit of a controversial call.
Number 19, Frankie Vasquez.
And we'll see if the freshman can get something going. Lusby comes set and fires, and it'll be outside and out of the glove for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Hit high into the air, center field. And they'll be able to camp under it and make the grab for out number 2. Vasquez retired once again. It'll bring up Cale Ayler with 2 outs here. Quick work once again so far by Lusby.
Number 26, Cale Ayler.
Ayler will try and get something going. Here's the pitch. That's low for ball 1 to Ayler. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. 8 hits for the Scots, 6 for the NATOs. Each team's knocked in 1, and Ayler will take ball 2 there. The pitch. Ball 3. It's a 3-0 count. We'll see if Ayler has the green light or not. Here's the pitch. Late strike call. Ayler was about to start walking to first, and the umpire took his time calling the strike. Pitch. Ball 4. Lusby not happy about that one. Looked like a pretty good pitch. But it'll be ball 4 and a walk for Ayler.
Number 11, Christian Ezel.
And it'll be Christian Ezel who's 0 for 3. 2 outs and a man on first. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's going to get away to the backstop, and Ayler is going to get into second without a play. Pass ball there. Catlett letting it get by him. And that one outside as well, 2-0. Man in scoring position for the Tornadoes. 2 outs. Base hit could give the NATOs the lead and ultimately the win. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Ezel. Took his head off that one, and it's a hitter's count at 2-1. That one low for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count. Pitch lifted in the air to left field and Coming under it is the left fielder to make the grab, and we'll head to the ninth, still tied up at 1. 1 apiece. We will see if Scavato's back out, and he will be. Matt Scavato going to try and attempt for a complete game here. Finish off the Scots here in the ninth and get the win in the bottom of the ninth with the bats. But we'll see. Work to be done. 1-1 here, Gil Cone Field, first conference matchup of the season. We'll be right back. Stepping in now is Christian Carlton, the number 3 hole hitter, who has the lone RBI for the Scots. He'll take strike 1 there. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball, ball 1. That one fouled back, strike 2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, he's rung up, and there's out number 1, Scavato, with strikeout number 4 on the afternoon. Scavato dealing now, and we'll throw ball 1 to Zach Graham. Graham 1 for 3, a strikeout and a double play, and that one's fouled back for strike 1. Scavato delivers. Ball 2, hitter's count for Zach Graham. Scavato coming into the inning still only at 76 pitches. That one swung on and missed by Graham, and it's 2-2. Scavato feeling it. That one grounded to the right side. Burchett knocks it down, but it'll go through his glove. It'll be ruled as a base hit for Graham. Tough play to make there by Burchett.
Number 35, Casey Ross.
So 1 out and a man on first. Scavato will go to work on Casey Ross, who's 0 for 3. Is grounded into a double play. Double play would be huge here. There's ball 1. Scavato throws back to first, and just in there is Graham. Scavato almost able to pick him off. Would have been his second of the game. And the pitch swung on and waved at by Ross. And it's 1-1. Pitchers duel here today between the two squads. Scavato breaking ball high. Here's the pitch. Base hit over the head of Vasquez, and Scots will be set up nicely. 2 on, 1 out, and a man in scoring position. It'll be Kendall Catlett, who's 2 for 3. Scavato trying to get to the finish line here. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Burchett able to keep it in front of him, though, and Graham not going anywhere. Scavato. 1-0. Here's the offering. Ball 2. Scavato delivers. And there's another ball. 3-0. In danger of loading the bases here. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk is issued by Scavato. The bases are loaded with 1 out. And Jimmy Meredith coming up. Meredith 1 for 3, double play, and reached on an error earlier in the ball game. The error was actually ruled a base hit, and we'll see if Scavato gets the ball taken from him or not. Someone's up in the bullpen, not quite sure who that is. Can't tell from this distance. And it is Bryce Bowers warming up. So Scavato going to work with the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Hit down the left field line, a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes another throw to the plate, is cut off, and the runner will be in there at third. It's a 2-run RBI double, and it's a 3-1 Maryville lead here in the top of the 9th inning. Absolutely brutal here for the Tornadoes in the conference opener. Two-run double just out of the reach of Frankie Vasquez, and now Fritz steps in. He hits one in the air to right field. Allison charging on, makes the play. There will be no tag. Throw to the plate regardless is knocked down by Burchett, and there's out number 2. Max Bowers at the plate now. 1 for 3 for him. 3-1 Maryville lead here in the 9th. This one is grounded. Knocked down. Jucker can't get it. Another run will score. It's 4-1 Maryville. It'll be a base hit for Bowers. And Scavato is going to get the ball taken away from him here. with 2 outs in the 9th. Head coach Mike Victory coming out, and it's a call to the pen. So a 3-run 9th inning for the Scots. Scavato runs out of gas in the 9th after 8 innings of 1-run ball. 8 1/3 of 1-run ball, actually. And the NATO's finding themselves in a 3-run hole. And it will be Bowers. And we will be right back as he gets his warm-up pitches in. NATO's trailing 4-1. And just real quick, another update. North Carolina with the victory in overtime in the tournament, 93-86 over number 1 seed Baylor. I'm sure plenty of people in this broadcast and from this area will be happy to hear that news, unless maybe you're a Blue Devils fan. But Carolina moving on to the Sweet 16. And Bowers wrapping up his warm-up pitches. We'll be right back. It'll be Gabe Lopez, 2 for 3. And he will chop that one foul. Double play and a walk and a single for him in this one. And Bowers going to try and limit the damage and send us to the home half of the 9th. Try and get a rally going at the plate. Here's the pitch. That one is by Burchett. Throw to the plate. Bowers won't get there in time. The runner comes home to score. It is 5-1 Maryville, and an absolute collapse here in the 9th inning by the NATOs. Max Bowers moves to second now. And a 1-1 count now. Bowers, that one fouled off. A strike away from finally mercifully ending this 9th inning. Bowers comes set. 1-2 count, and the pitch is going to hit Lopez, and he'll reach. What? Not sure. They're saying he went around. The ball hit Lopez. They're going to say he swung, and it's going to be called strike 3. The NATOs are going to come up to the plate. Crazy turn of events there, and Maryville not happy with that. Lopez definitely not happy with that. And the NATOs give up a 4 spot in the 9th inning and find themselves down 5-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 9th. NATO's trailing at 5-1, and we'll be right back. So it'll be Damian Lusby after his third inning of work, it looks like, to try and finish off the NATOs. NATOs have not scored since the fourth. And Ryan Lehman, pinch hitter, coming in here for the Tornadoes. Here's the pitch, taken high for a ball. 1-0. NATO's trying to get something going here. And called a strike. Looked low and out. Lehman, 5'9", 170, freshman out of Cooper City, Florida. And that'll be ball 2 to him. (3-1) now. The count to Lehman. Gonna try and get himself aboard as the leadoff man. And that one popped up, charging in, and it'll drop in foul territory. So instead we'll have a full count. Lehman will stay alive. Full count here. Payoff pitch is taken for ball 4, and Lehman's going to find himself on first to lead off the inning. Maybe a little bit of a ninth inning rally here. And number 39, Colson Miller, is going to come up as a pinch hitter. In place of Atkinson. Throw back to first. Lehman back in there easily. Here's the pitch. Lower part of the zone. Strike 1. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. And Miller finding himself in a quick 2-strike hold. 6'3" junior, 270 out of Falston, North Carolina. Burns High School, coming over from Tuscaloosa University. He's in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch by Lusby. Check swing. He goes around. And that is strike 3. Miller set down. Victory, not happy with him. And there's out number 1. And here comes Zach Allison. Allison, a silent day at the plate, 0 for 4, but still one of the better hitters on the team. And the top of the lineup up now. Going to try and get something going. Down 4 with 1 out in the 9th. Lusby trying to secure the save, a 3-inning save. Throw back to first. Lehman is in there. Here's the pitch. It'll drop in the other batter's box in the dirt for ball 1. Allison, 1-0 count. Swings and rips one up the middle. This one is going to drop. It's a base hit. The attempt was made out there by Max Bowers, but he couldn't haul it in, and all of a sudden the NATOs have 2 on with 1 out. Trying to get something going here. All of a sudden extra bases by Burchett could really make it interesting. Burchett stepping in now. The pitch, strike 1. Oh and 1 pitch. Runner taking off. It is fouled off. Lehman was going. And he'll head back to second. First and second, 1 out. 0-2 count for Blake Burchett, who's 0 for 3. Time for him to break through and get his first hit, just like Allison did. Lusby awaits Burchett. Getting his sign, now comes set at the waist. Here's the pitch. Burchett, chopper, second. And the tag, throw on to first. Burchett is going to be got, and it is a double play to end the ball game. Maryville with a 5-1 victory. 4-run ninth inning by the Scots allows them to take game 1 here at Gilcone Field. NATO's first pitch for game 2 at 4 o'clock. NATO's going to try and salvage the doubleheader and split it today. Matt Scavato, 8 2/3 of 5-run ball, and had gone 8 1/3 of 1-run ball, and then the wheels just kind of fell off. Bryce Leonhardt for Maryville, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings of 1-run ball. Damian Lusby with 3 innings of no-run ball, getting the 3 innings save. Gabe Lopez, 2 for 4 for the Scots. Kendall Catlett, 2 for 3. Max Bowers, 2 for 4 with an RBI single. For the NATOs, Frankie Vasquez, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Kale Ayler, 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a walk. And Brett Burchett with 2 walks. Scavato will be charged with the loss. He'll fall to 2-2. Bryce Leonhardt will get the win. The NATOs fall to 11-7 and 7-4 at home. Maryville improves to 11-4. And first pitch for game 2 of the doubleheader at 4 o'clock here at Gilcone Field, and we will see you then. This is Brady Penn signing off from game 1. NATOs and Scots. NATOs falling 5-1 here at Gil's Place.